course, Kyle Draper, NBC Sports California,
Drapes.
halftime, post, play-by-play. He does it all. Can we get Drapes a Drapes Drip sponsorship? Like, he out
Absolutely.
there. Drapes, I got an idea, man. We know how to do the social marketing stuff. What you need to do, Drapes, because you be fitted, but you kind of be low-key. You kind of hide the sneakers a little bit. You don't want people to know how you're rolling. We need to take the head-to-toe photo, post it on Twitter, or post it on Instagram, get them likes up, and then them businesses will come flocking to you, man. Drapes Strips.
I like that.
Nah, you're right, man. You're right. But see, here's the thing about Drake strips, man. I can't be my own. Like, I know the way of the world now is, you are your own self-promoter. You're, everybody's marketing. I need, your following. I need you guys to be like, yo, you see Drapes?
Say less.
I just have a hard time doing it myself.
Oh, Drapes.
Drapes.
Drawing
Say
attention to
less.
myself.
Come on, man. We
got
Drapes
you, Drapes.
fans
That's
out
easy.
here.
Yeah, that's easy work.
I love it. I love everybody, but Drapes, I done told you how much I love the Drapes and Kenny show. I love the Drapes.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that, dude. Damn, Kenny Thomas, bro. Did you hear himself compare himself to Sabonis and Chris Webber last week, bro?
Yep. Yeah, and essentially told you to watch more basketball in the process. That was a while. I once had a bet. I asked people, like, do you think Drapes throws something at Kenny before the end of the season? Just throw something right at him and walks off the stage.
Hey, man, I'll tell you, it's the best show on TV. I love Drapes and Kenny. I love Drapes and Kenny.
Man. Yo, man, I be giving him that look like, is this dude actually saying what I think he's saying right now? I feel like I'm in the Matrix with that dude sometimes.
Look, I will say this, though. I was on Kenny's side on Friday. Let me take it back to Friday real quick, Drapes, because Drapes was upset about the lack of defense being played in the first half of that game. He was upset. And I was on Kenny's side. Drapes, I thought, and it went for the whole game. I know it was 176 to 175. I just thought both teams were balling. Like, I thought there was effort being given on the defensive end on both sides. I thought the execution and the shot making by both teams on Friday was just next level. And I was on Kenny's side on that one. I didn't think it was necessarily.
But bro, you're looking at the totality of the game. I think as the game went on, the execution and shot making got better and better. And so we're thinking, the second half and those overtimes, man, that was an awesome game, great. But I thought the first half, there wasn't much resistance on either end.
Fair enough.
And so and I thought as the game went on, you saw him picking up, and then Kawhi got, hot and things like that, and guys started making shots. But you know what? Anytime you have a team score, I forget what the Clippers scored that game, 80, I think it was, in that first half or something close to that. The first thing you got to say is defense. I don't care if they're hitting shots or whatever. Like, you can't win a game most nights playing that, letting the team do that to you. And, the Kings got away with it that night because they were executing also. Like, it was an offensive masterpiece.
It was 80 to 76 at the end of the first half, which was probably the final score of Game 6 of the Jazz and Bulls in the 96 NBA Finals.
Kings scored 100 points in the second half in overtime.
That is crazy.
Wild. Goodness. Great. Drapes, you ever seen anything like that?
No, man, no. I mean, it's the second highest scoring game in the history of the NBA. I don't think any of us can remember 1983, Nuggets and them back in the day. And so it was just, it was awesome, man. And, I did say to Kenny, this might have been off air, that I felt the Kings were in good position because they were playing King style of basketball. And I know you guys have said this, from time to time, you can't outscore this Sacramento team. If you're going to beat them, it has to be 105, 100. You want to get into a shootout with this squad. That's exactly what we want. Yeah. We want to get up and down. We want to fire it up. And the Clippers found out the hard way. You can't beat us, trying to outscore us like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And they played 2 games since then. And they got a game on Friday, but Friday was just so amazing. And I was all Drapes. I've seen the post-game show 5 times now because I went back and watched that game so many times. But I remember you guys talking to Malik Monk, and Malik, he said something that I kind of been begging for the last 2 years. And Malik said it, and we saw a little bit of it from De'Aaron afterwards in the official press conference as well. But you guys asked him about people kind of dismissing the Kings, and Malik was like, "Yeah, I don't like that, dog. Like, I don't like that. I take that personally. We don't like that." And I just love that. I've been asking for somebody for like 2 years since we started this show for one of these Kings players to like kind of be pissed off about the disrespect that they get from the media and around the league. And to hear Malik Monk say that in that moment, I loved it. I absolutely loved him saying that.
We needed that, right? It's like, it was like we were just used to being bad and we're accepting of it. You know what I mean? And so, even when I got here, I'm like, nah, this is unacceptable. We're better than this. And so I love the fact that the guys are playing with a chip on their shoulder, a little swag, a little edge, because before the knock on the Kings was you smack them around a little bit and then they cower, they fall apart. And now we got some fight. Like they had every reason to lose that game against the Clippers. Kawhi turned into a cyborg out there, hitting 3-pointers, they had every reason to lose that game. But the fact that they kept fighting into regulation, going on a 7-0 run, into the second overtime, going on the run that they did, that you know what, man, that shows me something about this Kings team. This is a new Kings team, man.
And with that said, Drapes, why do you think this team isn't getting more respect nationally, sitting at the third spot the way that they are?
Well, Sarah mentioned it. People aren't watching. Let's keep it real. These national people aren't watching. Everybody want to be funny nowadays. Everybody got jokes. So they still think the Kings are the laughing stock of the league. But I will say this. Let me say this. I'm going to go on record and say this. And this might rub some people the wrong way. We need to stop complaining about not being on national TV. Forget them. Bleep them. We handling our business whether we on national TV or not. I don't need the respect of some of these national guys. My play is getting me the respect. When we get to the second round and further in the playoffs, that's the respect. If I'm the Kings, man, and I'm the players in that organization, I'm not begging for no national TV game. Sure, would you like it? Yes, but it'll come. After you start winning, it'll come. And so I say just keep doing your thing, man. And let's not be begging to be on national TV. That's beneath us. We're above that right now. We're the Sacramento Kings. We handle our business, and then whatever you want to do with it, and whatever you want to say, you say it.
I feel you, Kyle. I smell what you're cooking.
I ain't begging for nothing. I'm demanding.
There we go.
Pay attention to this goddamn basketball team.
Man, dog, man,
Straight up.
Straight up. When we're in the Western Conference Finals, they'd be forced to come to Sacramento.
That's right.
You know,
that's right. And we'll decide who we let
I'm about
in.
to say some of them can't come. We're gonna tell them right now. I told you I'm handling like trick. You better check in and see if you got your credentials to come through here.
We got freeway drapes here. We talk about trick. We got freeway drapes here. If freeway drape says no, your ass can't get in. You could watch you could watch from Sauce.
outside, right? When we had a big jumbotron outside.
That's right.
Outside, exactly.
That's right. Drapes, we talked a lot about Friday, but you can make the argument that just as impressive as Friday was the way they went into OKC and handled business and got those 2 games. Damian brought it up immediately on Monday. He said, in the locker room video, De'Aaron Fox was like, man, this was great. All right, let's go to Oklahoma City and handle business and get those 2. And they played that way. They played like job wasn't done, and even with De'Aaron not being in one of the games, they felt like they had a mission. Coach Brown talked about being greedy. And I thought the way they responded to Friday was just as impressive as anything we saw on Friday night.
And they led right from the jump, right? They got up in that game, that first OKC game. And sure, the Thunder made a couple of runs and everything like that. But pretty much the Kings came out, handled business, led that entire game. And then you come back the second time against the Thunder. And I thought the second time the Thunder played a great game. No De'Aaron Fox, but Davion steps up. And so, no, you're right, man. You have an emotional win Friday. You're feeling good. Everybody's talking about your squad. It would have been easy to let down a little bit, but they came out on Sunday. And that's a tough place to play, man. OKC, they play hard. I know they don't have the talent, that the Kings have, but they play hard, good system, tough home crowd, and the Kings just handled their business. And that shows me the growth of this team, man, because it's whether it's on the home, road, it doesn't matter the opponent. You play your style of basketball and you go out there and get the win. And that's why you're hanging on to this 3rd seed right now.
Big weekend ahead, Drapes. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow evening, man. We appreciate you as always.
All right, fellas, y'all be good. Talk to y'all soon.